Hello everyone, welcome back. Most of you entrepreneurs over there must have heard about Startup India scheme on tax exemption. But how many of you actually know the benefits of this scheme or how to even apply for it? Do you even know that there are two schemes for tax exemptions? The first one is for income tax exemption and second one is for angel tax exemption. So in today's video, we shall discuss everything about income tax exemption scheme, and we shall also log on to Startup India portal to see how to apply for this scheme. And in the next video, we shall discuss about angel tax exemption. So before we proceed, do subscribe to my channel for more informative content like this, and don't forget to hit the bell icon for new video notifications. So let's get started. Namaste everyone. My name is Madhav Reddy. I'm an entrepreneur and a startup mentor. So as I mentioned in the introduction, there are two tax exemption schemes that can benefit an Indian startup. So the first one is Income Tax Exemption Scheme under Section 80 IAC. Now let me explain this with the help of a small example. Let's say you're a startup and in one particular year you made good turnover, let's say somewhere around 25 lakhs. And from these 25 lakhs, let's say your gross profit is somewhere around 10 lakh rupees. So as per current income tax rule, you're supposed to pay 30% of your gross profit as tax. So 30% of these 10 lakhs is somewhere around 3 lakh rupees. Now let's say the scenario repeated for next 2 years. So that means every year you're paying somewhere around 3 lakh rupees as income tax. So for 3 years it is around 9 lakh rupees. Now as per the new Income Tax Exemption Act, there is a chance that you can get 100% rebate on this amount and your 9 lakhs can be saved. But in order to apply for this scheme, there is a particular eligibility criteria. So if you meet the criteria, you will get rebate for 3 years. So now let's look at what exactly is the eligibility criteria in order to apply for the income tax exemption scheme under Section 80 IAC. So the first point under eligibility criteria is this scheme is applicable to only those startups which are incorporated as private limited company or a limited liability partnership firm, that is LLP firm. So only these two formats of company are eligible for this particular scheme. That is the first point. The second point is your entity, your startup must have been incorporated after 1st April 2016. So any startup which is registered before this particular date are not eligible for this particular scheme. And third and most important thing is your particular startup, your entity must have been recognized by the TPIAT. That means you should have the Startup India recognized certificate. So by any chance, if you do not have the recognition or you have not applied for it, I've already made a video on how to get Startup India recognition. The link of which is mentioned in the description box below. Please watch that video and apply for the Startup India recognition. So once you meet all these eligibility criteria, the next step is to log on to Startup India portal and apply for this particular exemption scheme. So now let's log on to Startup India portal and see the steps one by one. So this is the Startup India portal. So this is the home page. So in the home page, once you browse down, we have here titled government schemes and benefits, under which you can see income tax exemption. So let's click on this. So as you click on this, you get details on the income tax exemption, the rules, regulations, the points and everything. So on the left side, if you see, you have something called startup recognition and tax exemption. So you need to click on this. So once you click here, if you see, as I mentioned earlier in the introduction, we have two tax exemption schemes. So this is the first one for 80 AAC, which is for income tax exemption, and section 56 is for the angel tax exemption. So this part we'll discuss in our next video. So let's move on to the income tax exemption. So as you can see, the eligibility criteria that I have mentioned earlier in the video is also mentioned here. Okay. So here, if you see, there are two links. This link is what we need to click in order to apply for the application. And once you submit the application, at any point, like after 1 week or 10 days, you would like to check the status of your application. Then here you can check the status of your application, this particular place. So now let's click on income tax exemption under 80 AAC and let's fill the form. So when you click on the form, this is how your form looks like, form 80 AAC. Okay. Now here I have not logged in using my login credentials of the Startup India portal, but when you actually log in with your Startup India credentials, most of the details are pulled up from your earlier profile. the details what I mentioned when you created the profile. So name of your startup, date of incorporation, the incorporation registration number, locations, everything. Most of them are auto-filled. So by any chance, if they are not, then you have to fill them manually. So let's see what details we require here. You need name of the startup, then date of incorporation, then incorporation number, then your business address, nature of business, that is whether it is a private limited or LLP firm. Then, as you mentioned earlier, you should be recognized startup into recognized entity, so that number here. Then contact details, your phone, email, and permanent account number, is PAN number. Here you're going to upload. If it is a private limited company, you're going to upload the memorandum of association, and if it is a LLP, you're going to upload the LLP deed. Okay. Now, if there is any board resolution, if you have multiple partners or board members, and if there is any sort of resolutions, then that resolution you can upload it here. It's not mandatory, but if any, you can upload it here. The next thing is the most important part, the annual statements, account statements. So here you're going to enter the balance sheets, and you have to mention which financial year is that going to be, and then the trading profit and loss account. Okay. Now here details have been mentioned how they should be uploaded. It's mostly in PDF formats. And second, you've seen all your statements must be CA verified. Okay. Chartered accountant should verify them. Then you're going to upload details on income tax returns. So you're going to upload your balance sheet, profit loss, income tax, etc. So these details also must be CA certified. So you're going to upload those details. Okay. Then you have to upload a video pitch deck of your product. Okay, here that certain guidelines have been given how the video should look like, how the pitch deck should look like. Okay, so basically what happens is, if it is a product video, you have to create a video on a product demo. If it is a software, you have to create a video on how the software works and everything. If the if service is some more like a social media or website, then you have to record how the services has been delivered to your top clients, and then you have to upload it. Okay, the guidelines on how the recording should be or how much maximum time a video should be, all those guidelines are mentioned here. So you can just click on them and open it and read them. So once these details are done, then here, if at all, before applying for income tax, let's say I've already applied for angel tax before, so then those details has to be mentioned here. If you have applied and you got availed as well, if at all. Otherwise, you can leave it blank. Then whoever is filling this form, then authorized details, like you're filling for whom, your name, designation, place, date, etc. Okay. So these are basic details. As I said, most of these details will be pulled up from your profile, which you have created when you registered for Startup India portal. If not, you can manually fill all these details. So once all these details are done, before submitting, make sure you cross-check them once or twice, and then you submit them. So after submission of your application, let's say your application get approved for the tax exemption, then your startup can avail 100% rebate on the gross profits for 3 consecutive financial years in the first 10 years of your incorporation. That means, let's say you have incorporated your company in 2020. So 2020 to 2030, which is 10 years. In these 10 years, you are eligible. You can get this tax exemption in any of the 3 years. Let's say you applied in 2022. Okay, so then your 3 years will become 2022, 23, and 24. 3 consecutive years. Okay. Now please understand, you cannot have these 3 years randomly. Like you cannot expect this exemption to happen in 22, then 24, or then in 27. Okay, so the rebate will happen in 3 consecutive financial years in the first 10 years of your incorporation. That is how the scheme is applicable. I hope this video has helped you understand the income tax exemption scheme for startups. So in my next video, we shall discuss about the angel tax exemption. So if you like my videos, please drop your feedback in the comment section, and do subscribe to my channel for more informative videos like this. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for new video notifications. Thanks once again for watching my video. See you all in my next video. Until then, namaste.